South Dakota. It's more winter here, I bet, than it is in Sioux Falls. Jack, good morning.
Yes, it looks like Bedford Falls in Indiana from the text that you had sent me. But it's cold here, but no snow, and should be around 40 or so today as we get ready for the semifinal game tonight. But I don't envy you folks up there, believe me.
Oh, hey, do you and Al King have a bet on who buys breakfast tomorrow morning?
No, we don't have a bet on it. But I was just talking with Al a little while ago. We were talking about the departure of Cheney University from the PSAC and what might develop there and who they might get in. There have been rumors in the past of maybe Shepherd University coming into the PSAC, but some of the PSAC people, I guess, don't want that. I don't know. That's what's going to happen. But anyway, that's one of the things we talked about.
Yeah.
And we always find something, that's for sure.
Yeah, and there might be the topic of a basketball game that will be happening tonight, huh?
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's going to be the semifinal game. We're down to the Final Four, and we have IUP with its biggest task of the year, playing the number one team in the nation, 72 wins in a row. We know all those numbers that Ashland University had. Yesterday, both teams practiced at the convention center, Ashland first and then IUP followed. And Tony Kukanya and I went over. We didn't take in the practices, but we talked with the coaches. We talked with Robin Freilich, who is 35 years old in her third year as the head coach at Ashland, with an amazing record of 103-2, and we talked about the relationship that Tom O'Connell had last summer, calling Coach Freilich and trying to pick her brain a little bit. Went down to Ashland, visited with her, and there they end up in the Final Four. How about that?
Wow, that's amazing. Can you imagine, Jack, if the IUP men had gotten as far as they had wanted to go, and you were doing IUP women one night and IUP men the next night, what that would be like for you?
Well, that would just be absolutely wonderful, because
Sure.
I'd have no time. So all that the bit of dead time that we have in between, like an off day yesterday, that would have been filled in. But I see where East Stroudsburg lost last night to the team from here in South Dakota, and the place was packed.
Oh yeah,
absolutely packed. Yeah, it's thrilling that you have all these teams. But the other semifinal will have Union of Tennessee and Central Missouri, and so we'll see what happens. And the championship for the women will be on Friday.
Yeah. Now, so we were listening in a little bit to your conversation with Tom McConnell about this Ashland team, and Coach was saying they play a similar style to Glenville State. So IUP probably, after having seen that game the other night, knows what they're in for. This is going to be quite the challenge tonight.
Well, it is. They are just, their numbers individually and collectively are off the charts. They have great talent. This is obvious with a record of 35-0. They have two ladies who are 6'1". They have one young lady named Snyder who has scored over 2,000 points, has over 1,000 rebounds in her career. They have another young lady who is closing in on 2,000, 1,000. They have a player of the year who is a sophomore, but they're beatable. We saw some things the other night where they missed some shots, and there were a little bit of lapses here and there. I had mentioned to Kelly Mazzandi on the post game the other night. I said, aren't there some number ones in the men's tournament that have been knocked off? Tongue in cheek type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, things can happen. Biggest thing, Todd, is how the team got some rest yesterday. That was welcome. But Hallie Dedman's really playing with all heart. Believe me, she's got a back problem that affects. And you've probably had this, the back, that the sciatic nerve goes down the leg, that type of thing. So, yeah, she's been treated for that. So, these players will all play, don't get me wrong. But we'll beat up a little bit, but, you just wonder how they keep going.
Yeah, I remember the other night as I was driving home from Chambersburg High School, listening to you and Tony do that second half, and Well, I don't know what was more harrowing, looking for deer or listening to Tony, because he was getting swept away in the moment. But listening to a couple of things during that game, one of the things after the one play, you said Carolyn got up and sort of grabbed at her leg, that hamstring problem rearing its head again, huh?
Well, yeah, but she said she's okay. We talked with her afterwards here in the hotel, and she's just a gritty performer. And she said, no problem. I just keep on playing, which she does. Does well.
Yeah, she does. She does. All right, couple of notes away from basketball tonight, and we'll get right back to tell you air times and things of that nature in just a moment. Jack, Mr. Tucker from the Dodgers goes down for, 12 weeks, 12 weeks?
Yeah, got the news on that, of course, and fortunately he doesn't need surgery, but they're going to fill in the blanks and put a second baseman at third in Logan Forsythe. And maybe people at second base they can use, but we'll see what happens. I'm glad it happened now, and not later.
Well, and it's probably the hand he uses to shave with, so he might not be able to shave. Oh, he hasn't shaved in about 4 years.
Because we need that red hair and that red beard. That's his thing, man.
And I came across this note for you, Jack, and I know you'll love this. When Cleveland Browns tackle Joe Thomas announced his retirement, he's going to go into the Hall of Fame. He's a 10-time Pro Bowler and, of course, 10,362 consecutive snaps, 7 All-Pro teams. Since he spent his entire career with the Browns, he finished his career with a record of 48 and 128.
Oh, my gosh.
And it just may be that he'll have the worst win-loss record of any Hall of Famer ever. I thought that was hilarious.
Who could rival that? I mean, nobody's even close, I don't think.
They said they found a few other Hall of Famers who had bad records. Leroy Selman with the Tampa Bay Bucks, O.J. with an awful Bills team, but nobody as bad as Joe Thomas. For as good as he was, bad teams.
Well, he's going to end up on some network somewhere. He's a very enlightening guy, and I think in all as long as I've been a Browns fan since back in the 50s, in the days of Jim Brown and Otto Graham, next to Lou Groza, he's right there. Those two.
Yeah. So
that'll be great whenever I visit the Hall of Fame in the years to come. Well, listen, hey, I want to remind everybody we'll be on the air tonight. The airtime will be 8:30 Eastern Time, 9:30 tip-off. On the pregame, we, in addition to an interview with Coach McConnell, we have an interview with Robin Freilich of Ashland, and we're going to talk with the women's athletic director, the athletic director for women's sports at IUP, Sam Traver, and interesting in how Ruth Podbilski influenced her and was a true pioneer in women's sports at IUP.
Yeah, sounds great. Tell Tony to take a calm pill there before he gets rolling, okay? Do some meditation or something.
You mean he gets a little out of control, you're saying?
I love listening to the two of you.
You got to remember, I worked with Goose Goslin, too.
Jack, have a wonderful day. We'll catch the game tonight.
Okay, get your shovels out. See you later.
It is Indiana in the Morning, presented by First Commonwealth Bank, WCCS 101.1 FM, AM